Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network. Tyler, what is up in the chat? I know this is 1 o'clock Eastern, but I'm on the West Coast and I'm just waking up. So I've got my coffee, I've got my soda stream, and I'm ready to draft in these DraftKings streets. Now, one of the things that happened this week that I was really excited about was Underdog announcing their Gladiator program. But DraftKings has one of those well. So we're going to get some of the same fun things going here with DraftKings that we had on Underdog. Let's see how things change. And once again, we always do this. And I'll admit, because of the time box contest, I have been over on Underdog more than on DraftKings as of late. So we're going to switch that today. And I've been having some fun drafts with you guys. And you know what's pretty cool? This is what I would do even if I wasn't on the stream. Is just wake up and start drafting while I drink coffee. So not much different, except that I'm talking to you guys. Guys, go ahead, fill up that chat with any questions you have. And we're going to go ahead and get started here really soon. Let me share the screen. All right. Yeah. If you guys want to talk about anything, go ahead and let me know, because obviously a lot going on in the world. To be fair, it's the dog days of content, I would say. I already did so many of these contests. I maxed out that one. All right, so we're going to do the $20 $1.5 million to first here. If anyone is in the draft, see, it's weird because I'm on a delay, but I'm going to do it right now. 3, 2, 1, enter. And oh crap! I wonder if any of you guys got in with me, because it looks like it's full right now. Good to see people are over here on the streets drafting. So had a good show last night. I wasn't on, but I listened to Andrew and Justin, and they have a fun show. We got to encourage those guys to draft together, though, because they argue more when they're drafting the same team. So that's something that I'm going to be pushing forward, moving forward. We're having some fun conversations, though. Well, first of all, I didn't know that Stafford wife deal. I'm going to go ahead and just leave that one alone. But that's wild. That is absolutely wild that she said that. I'm here at pick 9. I've been getting pick 9 a lot lately. And so our starts are about the same here. If you look at this, it's about the same as Underdog. So I'm going to be looking at so my ideal is for a running back to fall, especially on Underdog. Here, I actually think it's smarter to go wide receiver heavy. I know, no fan, that's kind of lame. Should I just redo another one and just have 2 drafts going at the same time? I could do that. I could just start in another one right now. If you want me to do that, put a thumbs up in the chat and we can go ahead and switch, and I can keep this one just drafting. If you want to do that, let me know. And we'll talk about some of the strategy right now, though. So I'm probably, especially on Underdog, I want these running backs to fall. I don't know if we'll get that there. I also like these guys in the order that they're in, as far as Puka, AJ, and Garrett Wilson. My concern with Garrett Wilson is Rodgers staying healthy again. I'm not sure if Rodgers is going to stay healthy again. Of course, I have concerns about a lot of quarterbacks' health. And it's funny here on Fanspeak because we have different concerns about different players. Meg's worried about Jaden Daniels. I'm not saying that I'm not worried about it at all, but I'm more worried about the older veterans like Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers that just are coming off injuries. All right, no fans says new draft. So here's what I'm going to do. I can keep this one going at the same time because I dropped off. Wait, an incognito. I don't need an incognito tab. What am I doing? All right, so we're here. We'll go to DraftKings. Share this tab instead. All right, so I just switched over NFL. All right, we're going to try this again. So where's the $20 contest? Here it is. Enter. All right. Take two. 3, 2, 1. Enter. Okay, 6 of 12. Wait, what happened? Screen share audio. You guys can hear me, right? I don't care about not having the audio on here. Okay, as long as you guys can hear me, let me know. All right, so we got 6 to 12 here. I can kind of talk about this other draft that's going on while we do it. But yeah, guys, jump in right now. One thing I noticed about DraftKings is it doesn't update here. So let's refresh. I'm up over here. What the heck? I can grab Brees Hall or Bijan at the 10th spot. All right, I took Bijan Robinson. What do you guys think? Bijan over Brees? That's wild, huh? So it's so crazy that Bijan, I just drafted him so high. And he was what, the 17th best running back last season? And we put these things in our head, and we're still going off that potential. Now, how long, will we be going off that potential? We'll find out. 11 of 12 in this draft here, Null fan. I'm assuming you're one of them. And, anyone else who just jumped on, well, we got one more spot for you guys here. So at least they were smart when wide receiver heavy on DraftKings. I always thought that it was more wild that people were more wide receiver on hungry on underdog, where I think the running backs are more valuable on underdog. Having fun with some builds yesterday. I did a 2, 4, 10, 2. So we'll go ahead. All right, Noel fan. It looks like you are pick 2. I'm pick 3. So that should be fun. I'm trying not to snipe each other. You know how that goes. I said that on Steve, and then he drafted Kelsey, and I drafted Mahomes right after him. So maybe I'm a jerk. We got a Noel fan and an Eagles fan, Trey B12. But you got to like this name here, Easy Ewok. I thought I had a cool name. Easy Ewok. Okay. That's pretty sweet. So we got Easy Ewok up in the spot. Accidentally, I was talking and auto drafted Saquon Barkley for me. So I went the 2 running back start over there. Don't necessarily love that. No fan. Are you going chalk here? Are you going chalk, buddy? If he goes McCaffrey, are you going CD or are you going somewhere else? Sometimes I screw around and take Tyreek there. Especially in the weekly winners format, I would. And so we start in 40 seconds, and we will see what he does there. I wouldn't mind getting Tyreek here, but we'll see if these first 2 picks go chalky. I'm trying to think of what else has gone on. Oh, do you? So he says maybe Tyreek have a lot of CD. Yeah. At first, I was taking Tyreek because I like him better. Then I realized I'll never get any CD at all with that strategy, so I went back to CD. Now I feel like I have enough CDs, so I just kind of do whatever I feel that day. And that's kind of what's fun about drafting, right? I was thinking about this, and, I listen to so much content, and there's so much idea about being optimal. But I think at the end of the day, you just got to embrace how much luck is really involved here. For example, I don't think Amari Cooper was like a great pick last year. I don't even know if he's a great pick this year. All right, so Noel Fan gave me CD there. And he completely busted the slate, right? Obviously, the Dak CD combos were awesome, and I had so many of them. And then they bust out, and I thought it was against Philadelphia, but it was against Buffalo in one of the playoff weeks. So you can do everything right, and you still do need some luck here. So that's why I say embrace it, have fun, and to a certain extent, get your guys, right? Like, I'm not going to draft Brock Bowers in the first round, although he could be a top 10 player. You heard it here first. But I am, kind of having fun with it. And if I like Tyreek a little more than CD, I'm not worried about having even exposure there. For the most part, The earlier the round is, the more even I want my exposure to be. Because we know all these players here are great. The only thing that's going to stop any of these top 24, 25 players is an injury. They're all going to be great. So that's why you want even exposure. And then I really want to hashtag get my guys in the second half of the draft. So no fan started with Tyreek Hill. Whenever I do that, I always try and get a little A-chain. We'll see if he gets back to you there. I went with CD, the one. Well, for both of those charts, though, it's kind of easy because you don't have to grab that quarterback really early. Of course, I'll be going with Dak, but because I'll probably continue to look for receivers, and we don't necessarily have to have Dak up here. You know what? Let me retweet that I'm on the show right now. We'll see if we probably should have done that before we started. Maybe I'll make it like 10:15 next time because I'm literally got out of the shower and went straight here. But anyways, anything else you guys want to talk about in the chat? Throw it in there as we will continue. It's kind of chill when you're on the turn, huh? On old fan, I mean, like we just chill for a while here. I'm not on the clock for another 10 picks, and the only person on my roster is CD Lamb. Let me go ahead and put the draft board up. Let's see what these guys are doing. So no fan disrupted the chalk. Other than that, it went the exact chalk. Well, AJ went ahead and Garrett Wilson went ahead of Puka. I can understand why people will do that. AJ much more than Garrett Wilson. I mean, AJ's done it. He's a veteran. He's done it for years. Garrett Wilson, we're still going off. I mean, he's never been a top 10 fantasy guy. We're really still going off potential for him. Same with Drake London, right? I mean, we're really just betting on the potential there. We got a lot of guys in the top 10. Well, not a lot. We have 3 guys in the top 10 here, or the top 12 that really have yet to do it. Well, Marvin Harrison too. 4. Drake London's really one that I'm torn on. Because obviously you see the skills, and Cousins should be able to get him the ball, assuming he stays healthy. Which he does look pretty good. I'll give him that. I know one of the criticisms about the Penix pick was with the injury that Cousins wasn't going to be able to be participating in the minicamp. And then a lot of these guys might, under the new coach, get the rapport with Penix right off the bat. But Cousins is out there. He's helping out. So I'm going to tell you what, no fan. I'm not going to take A-Chain from you. So if he's on the board, I'm going to let you have it. I'm looking at another wide receiver here, or you could go the tight end. You start to see some of the differences here. Kelsey goes ahead of Laporta on this site, and I believe it was Justin's show. Like I said, I listen to so many. Sometimes I fail to attribute properly, so forgive me for that. Content creators who I aggregate without giving you the appropriate credit. But boy, I haven't even drafted on this other one. Let me draft this other one real quick. Oh wait, I got to draft here. Okay, so I don't want Connor Williams. I don't want A-Chain. So it's Kelsey, Mike Evans. I'll go Mike Evans here. All right. Sorry, that threw off my thing. We got to think here because the draft picks are coming up. All right, so I gave you A-Chain, no fan. What a nice guy I am. So you have a great start with that Tyreek Hill. Mine's like whatever. It was funny in the chat last night with Andrew and them. I was telling him I always hate my teams. I think that's why you keep drafting I might be able to get Kelsey on the comeback. So what's the opportunity cost here? Pittman, Devontae Smith, DJ Moore, Debo. That's a tough one to leave on the board. But if Kelsey's on there, I'm going to take him unless Noel Fan takes him right now. Kyron Williams continues to drop. At one point, this would become a value. I say in the 30s. All right, who just got... You took Debo, huh? All right. All right, if I draft Kelsey, where's Mahomes on here? Is he going to be able to come back to me? 43. Whatever. I'll give it a try. All right, let's see if quarterbacks fall on this draft. Okay, so we're going to continue to look at the draft board. No fan got a great team here. Hill, A-Chain, and Devo. See, I always like everyone else's team more than mine. I should go see a therapist about that, huh? CD, Mike Evans, and Kelsey. I mean, I got veterans who've done it before. There's no speculation here. I mean, I have more concern for my guys is that they're old. So I did the thank you, I appreciate that, no fan. I did the opposite of kind of what I was talking about here with Garrett Wilson, Drake London, Marvin Harrison. We've never seen it before, right? But we know the potential's there. The scouts tell us that these guys are some of the top level players in the NFL, and they should be able to get it done in the better situations, or in Marvin Harrison's case, in the first time on the stage. My team, we're more worried that these guys are going to fall off. But Mike Evans, I mean, we've been saying this for 5 years. Well, maybe not 5, right? I'm exaggerating for the sake of having some fun. But people have been worried about Mike Evans falling off for years. He continues to get it done. So same with Kelsey. And here's the thing: I think that Kansas City offense is going to bounce back this year. I know they were kind of like the run. I mean, not the run first, the defense heavy, low scoring type of team last year. That's not the team, man. They had some growing pain. Is growing pain's the right word? They had some problems when they got rid of Tyreek Hill. But I think they did the right thing, keeping Chris Jones and those guys. I wonder how Ladarius Sneed's going to affect that team. There's so many games he was just shutting down the best guy. So many games. Help them for fantasy, though, right? If the defense isn't as good. They say necessity is the mother of invention, and that could be the case, especially with Patrick Mahomes, if that defense isn't holding teams to like 17 points a game next year. So this room continues to be wide receiver heavy. I have yet to see a quarterback off the board, so pretty sure I'll be able to get Mahomes. Did I just jinx it? We'll find out. No, but that's what I like to see, right? Is tight ends and quarterbacks. Usually one of them runs, right? Wide receiver run. It's not like, oh, shocking. Everyone's drafting wide receivers. What do I do? Right? I mean, we all knew that was going to happen. These tight end runs and quarterback runs are the ones that are unpredictable and that I like to keep an eye on as Travis Etienne goes in the 4th round. Zay Flowers is an interesting pick there. Zay Flowers really didn't have good numbers without Mark Andrews. So, I don't know. I think I'd much rather have Etienne than Zay Flowers. So one team so far has done the vaunted 4 wide receiver start. First quarterback goes off the board. You got to be kidding me. Okay, so your name is Eagles fan. You draft A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, Devontae Smith. Okay, not a big surprise here, buddy. Then you draft Josh Allen instead of Jalen Hurts. What the heck is going on in DraftKings land? This is insane. So here, hold on. I'm going to take this off real quick. You guys got to see this. This color, Mag. This is a great color. Thank you. Thank you. Fanspeak.com. Check out the merch. All right, back to the draft. Pacheco goes, so that'll kind of ruin it. But I'm going to have to take Mahomes right now. Oh, he's actually top on ADP too. All right, so I got lucky there. Let's see what Noel Fan does. But I'm not going to go back to the draft board right now. I got to figure out what I'm doing next. So Mahomes fell to me, which means I'm probably going to reach for one of his receivers. And you know what? I've been hearing a lot of fun debate here. Now, on this site, no way. Did someone already take him? Did someone already take Hollywood? I'm sorry. It's bad when I don't talk here. I know we got to keep it going. Okay, hold on. I'm on the clock. Okay, I like Xavier Worthy more than Hollywood. Oh, they're right next to each other. They're right next to each other. All right, so I took Xavier Worthy over Hollywood. Go ahead and talk about the reasons why. We're shooting for upside here, right? I'm not worried about the last place punishment if this team sucks, right? And I have a guy that could be used like Tyreek Hill or a mercurial veteran. That, I mean, I know he's shown talent. I know he's shown flashes, and this is best ball, spike week format. The guy's never been dominant, right? It's never like you sat there and gone, Marquise Brown reminds me of Devontae Adams, right? I mean, so I'm betting on this kid who did the fastest combine ever, just coming in and playing that Tyreek Hill role. Now, I understand the counters, right? You're saying, well, spread. If Xavier Worthy's so fast, he's going to grab a safety. That's going to give all this room for Hollywood Brown and hopefully my guy, Travis Kelce, that I drafted to work underneath. And that could be the case, right? And that's what we're kind of doing. We're betting here. But my idea is just like playing poker or whatever. I think I got a better chance of hit my straight or hit my flush. This might not be the best analogy, but I'd rather hit on the draw that's Xavier Worthy rather than the known pair going against a dirty board. Probably not the best analogy, but you understand my point. I'm going for a more upside here with Xavier Worthy. So, news flash, guys, this doesn't happen very often. Pretty happy with this team so far. Things winning well. Now, when I took Kelce in the third round, I was really gambling that we didn't have a quarterback run right after that, right? Because if these quarterbacks started running here in this, you can kind of see my mouse. I don't know. I never even watch when other people are doing theirs, like Anders and them. The only time I was ever looking was there. Boy, it's getting back to me pretty soon. But my point is, if I would have had an early quarterback around, I don't know if Mahomes would have gotten back to me, and then I wouldn't be happy with this team. But I have two receivers that have really proved it in CeeDee Lamb and Mike Evans. I got what had been the best tight end for like the past 5 years. Since what? When was the last time Kelce wasn't the best tight end? When Gronk was still in? Patrick Mahomes, I mean, he is the best quarterback in the NFL. Statistically, he's not, but a great chance he's going to return. And Xavier Worthy, a guy who I just talked about, having a lot of upside. So I'm going to switch back here, guys, because we got to figure out where I'm going next. I have yet to draft a running back, but it's so nice to have that quarterback and that tight end filled in already, because now we can just BPA it up between the running backs and the receivers, you know. And I mean, I could even still try to grab Dak, I guess, if I wanted to. In this case, because I have Mahomes, though, I'm not going to grab Dak unless he starts falling. But we see that happen. I believe in Andrew's draft last night, and it was underdog. So, of course, it's a little different because 2 QB builds are so much more prevalent on underdog. Where here, like, I mean, why would you not go 3 QBs with those 2 extra picks? That's something to keep in mind. Also, let me check Dak's bye. Bye week, bros. So the bye is not an issue either. So I can always do that. Richardson, not interested in him there. I could make Kenneth Walker my first running back. Keon Coleman's an interesting player. He could be great. I love George Kittle in the best ball format, but I already spent so much on tight end. I'm not going to do it there. David Montgomery, we talked about him versus Mostert yesterday. I kind of even like Mostert a little more. Rome Odunze all the way down here. It's a little more evenly mixed here. Boy, is Keon Coleman just going to be a stud? All right, just because I do love a bunch of these running backs there towards the end, I'm going to grab Coleman. This other team that's basically auto drafting is just not doing too well here. All right. Noel fan, you grab Dave Montgomery. I don't hate that, man. I don't hate that at all. He's going to get a lot of touchdowns. All right. All right. All right. All right. Now we're pretty much in the running back zone. I could grab a Dunze or Addison if I want to get real cute, but I need some sort of anchor here. If you don't take Ken Walker, I'm going to. Otherwise, I can grab Zamir White. All right. I mean, this is pretty easy. I mean, sometimes things just go really well. Sometimes things just go really well. All right. So no fan finally gets a quarterback there. Bro, you got Trey McBride in the 5th round. That's fantastic. So he's mixed up Trey McBride and Kyler Murray. Yeah, Dak Mahomes would be fire. I mean, if he gets back to me. Hold on one second, guys. I'll be right back. All right. I am back. Evan Ingram goes off the board. Any wild builds here? We got a 0-2-3-2. Noel fan 1-2-3-1. You know what I was thinking last night? Kind of off topic. On weekly winners, my new format is to just do the 1-2-3-1 to start, and just assume like you're just picking your starters. I try to treat it as it's only like a 6-person contest. And I think it makes your team pretty awesome. And then once you get there, you're just like, these are my guys. And then you just fill in with whoever you want. So we'll see how it goes. Dak is off the board. The Dak Mahomes combo is dead. But, I mean, I didn't want to reach for him. That was only going to be if he failed. With Mahomes here, I feel fine letting these quarterbacks fall. Obviously, I can't correlate with Keon. Mike Evans, I still can get some Baker, which I don't hate at all for backup. All right. My guy, Raheem Mostert goes off the board. I was hoping he might do fall. I text my buddy that I'm on this show. All right. I still can't believe this guy Eagles fan. To grab 3 Eagles to start and then not take Jalen Hurts. I mean, just wild. I can understand it is tough for me, especially because I do have Josh Allen ranked higher. But I mean, you gotta go with the correlation. All right, Jaden Daniels goes off the board. Sorry, Meg. Meg's Heroes off the board. Quarterbacks run faster on DraftKings. Brock Bowers. This team's dead. I don't have Brock Bowers. What a ripoff. Okay. I'm in a pretty good spot. I do have a little bit of need at running back, but look at all these running backs on the board right here. Brock Purdy's still on the board, but I didn't grab any Niners yet. Caleb Williams, but I didn't grab any Bears. I'll probably be looking at, I can grab Jordan Love. Pick 94, and I can grab Jordan Love. And who do I still have? I can grab like Love and Dubes. No, I need a running back. Focus, Greg. No shiny objects. All right, we're gonna go Zach Moss here. All right. Now, if he comes back around, I can consider it. I guess there really wasn't too much opportunity cost. Jonathan Brooks is really interesting, man. I've definitely heard people go back and forth on Jonathan Brooks. It's definitely a swing for the upside. See, the thing that sucks though is if I did do Jordan Love, I should have done Love Dubes because there's no way he'd come back. So if I do that, I was pretty much hoping for Dontavian Wicks. But I should. Okay, well, he's off the board, so I don't have to think about it. I almost like sometimes when those players get picked that are just sitting there. All right, Jared Goff. I don't need him. Probably go with another running back here. So since I have so much Najee Harris, I almost never draft Jalen Warren. I don't have barely any Tony Pollard either. I have barely any Austin Eckler. Curtis Samuel's cool, but I already have Javonte. I have 0 of Dallas Goedert, Trey Benson. That's going a little too far. Let's grab Tony Pollard. Just grab Brock Bowers in my other draft, so I won that draft for sure. Okay. Let's go back to this board. Easy Ewok. I mean, the guy's got the best name. The guy's got by far the next in. He's got Jamar Chase, Nico Collins. He got Kyron in the third. I talked about how far does he fall before you like him. Kyron Jacobs. I used to really like that start, and it's going about a round later than it used to. Jamison Williams really starts to fall off there. That's interesting how this all went here. James Conner versus Trey Benson is an interesting argument as well. I mean, I know Trey Benson's the new shiny thing, but I mean, Conner just consistently gets it done like year after year, even though he has like the worst highlights of like any running back that's really good at fantasy. I mean, he makes Emmitt Smith look exciting. All right, Trey Benson goes off the board. There goes Brock Purdy. A lot of these people are just drafting with no correlation. Like you draft Brock Purdy and you have no Niners at all. I mean, at least Jaden Daniels is maxed up with Terry McLaurin. I mean, the 3 Eagles start to Josh Allen. I mean, that's the reason why we jump on here every day and we do these drafts, right? And just for things like that. This guy finally gets a quarterback, Caleb Williams, but has no Chicago Bears receivers. I mean, why bother correlating your teams, right, guys? I still can't believe this guy took Brock Bowers. Oh, man, he just did it to just ruin my life. All right. Where are we going to go here? I'm 1-3-4-1. I do need a backup quarterback, though. Tua's sitting here on the board, huh? Like, there's no one good to backstack with, though. I definitely want Baker. You can backstack Herbert. Tua, if you backstack him, you got to get like Odell, Malik Washington, Jonnu Smith. I guess it could work. Nick Chubb continues to fall. Tyler got me drafting Nick Chubb at first. I'm not drafting him anymore. You know, I was thinking where I want Nick Chubb is in that weekly winners, but even then I couldn't click it last night. Yeah. All right, so we're going to continue to look here. Boy, if Tyler Lockett's on the board, I'll take him. I'm going to take a wide receiver here, right? Wait, Rashid Shaheed just went? Okay, well, that was the other one I was going to take. I already took Josh Brown. Let's see. Do I have anyone to correlate with over here? Sorry, I got that other draft going too. I ended up auto drafting Caleb. Wonderful. I'm going to grab some Stafford. All right. Let's see if Tyler. Wow. I see if you want to backstack with Herbert, though. That Palmer works so well. I mean, I guess if I grab Lockett now, Geno's also the consideration. Who else am I leaving on the board? Brandon Cooks, but I already have CeeDee Lamb, so whatever. And I don't have Dak, so that's worthless. All right. So I grabbed Tyler Lockett there. I don't know where I'm going to go here. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is looking attractive on this board, but I have absolutely no correlation with him at all. So really, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go Geno and Baker. And I can wait extra rounds to get them, right? For sure. 146. Okay. So that's the plan there on quarterback. So we don't need a quarterback now. I don't hate Gus Edwards. What am I at? I'm at 1, 3, 5, 1. I don't hate Gus Edwards, and I don't hate. I should probably go running backs. All right, so if I go Gus Edwards, Chase Brown, but I already have Zach Moss, so I don't even like Zeke. He could be all right. Dowdle. Jahan Dotson I do like, but that's kind of a stretch. Should we do Gus Bus? I do not. All right. I don't know if I like this team as much anymore. I guess with Tony Pollard, I'm all right. All right, let's get back to this draft board. Let me see what my guy Noel fans did while I was sitting there. So he went with Brandon Cooks. I don't hate that. I have a lot of Brandon Cooks Noel fan. And then he grabbed Trevor. Now, did you correlate Trevor? Yes, you did. Yeah, so I mean, at least we got one guy in here knows what he's doing. Noel fan, good job. So he has Christian Kirk with Trevor Lawrence and Trey McBride with Kyler Murray. And, of course, you can get some like Greg Dortch and who's the guy, Michael Wilson, there at the end for some of your Kyler. Now with Trevor, I guess you can grab Gabe Davis, but I doubt he's going to be on the board by the time it comes back around. Boy, Dontavian Wicks continues to rise up the board. I'm really curious to see if he's really good. For as much as we've touted him, yeah, I'll be curious to see if he's good. All right. TJ Hawk-Tua just went off the board. Dalton Schultz. Hawkinson's one I haven't been drafting at all. If he just comes in and it's just a stud, I'm going to be screwed. There's certain players that could just screw me. Javonte Williams, if he's just like a stud, I'm not going to be happy. TJ Hawkinson, I don't have a lot of. I have a little bit of Cole Kmet. I haven't been that high in him. A.D. Mitchell, I haven't really been drafting that much of him either. You know who I like more there is Josh Downs. I'd say Charbonnet I'm even on pretty good. Judy. I have not drafted Jerry Judy once. Steve Smith would be proud of me. He's like, screw that guy. Right? Everyone else I seem to have enough of. Devin Singletary, I get here and there. I don't hate him. I like Brian Robinson Jr. a lot. I haven't mentioned Tony Pollard. So it's I have him way more Tajay Spears. Probably an opportunity cost thing. Don't have much Jalen Warren either. Although I do like him, so I'm not anti-Jalen Warren. Last year I drafted so much Jalen Warren. So I'm back up, and we decided that I need a quarterback, right? So we'll grab Baker. And how far down is Geno? Do I need to grab both those right now? 161. All right, so 161, and what pick would that be? I might just do it now. I don't know. I don't know if I need 3. Okay, so we'll grab Baker for sure. I mean, obviously I want 3, but I don't know if I need to spend it here. So what's the opportunity cost? Josh Downs, a player I just talked about liking. Rico, who could end up being like an absolute stud. Chase Brown, who I would love to take at ADP, but I already have Zach Moss, and I'm not handcuffing myself like that. Jalen Wright, who's interesting. I mean, I know he's the third stringer, but the guys above him haven't necessarily been a paragon of health, right? I mean, has Raheem Mostert ever made it through a season and he's 30-something years old. So Jalen Wright is obviously an attractive option. It was weird taking Baker with Herbert on the board, but we correlate here at fanspeak.com. Check out all the great articles, all the rankings over on fanspeak.com. Yeah, we correlate here. So that's why I took Baker above Justin Herbert. All right, so back on the board. All right, so I can't draft Gino right here. Not with Marshawn Lloyd on the board, Darnell Mooney, Kendre Miller. Oh, man. Lloyd or Miller. I'll go Lloyd. I mean, some of these things are just luck, right? I mean, can a scout really tell me who's going to be better, Marshawn Lloyd or Kendre Miller? But I bet you one of them is. But you one of them ends up having a big impact, really affecting these advance rates. But it's really going to come down to the health of the man in front of him. Because I can't see, I don't see why the Saints would get away from Kamara unless he simply doesn't show up. I'm not even correlating on this other. I'm like talking shit about not correlating. I don't even looking at this other team here. All right. Mike Williams, terrible. Okay. But let's go back to our team and what we were talking about. Yeah, there is some luck involved here with that Marshawn Lloyd pick. I doubt Gino gets back to me, so I'll have to just take a flyer on a third QB. When I take the naked QBs there, like let's just say if Gino's not coming back, I'm going to take someone with rushing upside. They can get there on their own without the correlation. Daniel Jones or Justin Fields. Now with Jones, you can also get a couple of his wide receivers with our way at the end. So I think the Giants offense could be really underrated for how low they're all going. I mean, if they're just an average offense, right, around 15 or 16, they're going to be woefully underpriced. I've talked about, I believe Houston's overpriced before. The Giants might be a little underpriced. So Kendre Miller finally goes off the board there to Eagles fan. Not really a fan if you didn't draft Jalen Hurts, buddy. Guy named Bonist on the board right now. No real wild builds so far. I'd say the wildest one is the 3-5-3-2 that Mug 1824 is doing. 1824, interesting year. I don't remember anything cool happening that year. Do you guys? Maybe that's his day he made his account, 1824. 1824. Any history buffs in there, let me know if something happened in that year that I should be aware of. 3-5-3-2, probably not going to cut it. His three are Stephon Diggs, JSN, and Cortland Sutton. Good. I mean, the guys just got to go wide receiver from here on out. I mean, just he should only have the wide receiver tab open. Blackie Buckets, this is sort of a typical build, 1-4-8-1. So now he just gets to fill in. He just needs to fill in receiver and tight end. Wonder if Gino's going to make it back to me. Let's see. Who took DK? This guy with two quarterbacks. BR Walker 78. Probably close to my age. Probably like some cool music. So he took Jaden and Cousins. So I could see him going for Gino. That's not the end of the world. He took your Gabe Davis there, no fan. He did not. Oh, there's a shot here. Because, he's only got one quarterback. Would he take? I mean, if he's not correlating. He took Lamar and Andrews, though. At least he's some. And he took Neighbors. And he's got Devontae. So he could be thinking of some of those late quarterbacks. He's got a lot of late quarterback options because he's also got Rashid Shaheed, which is great if you want to take Derek Carr. Then we got two here. I mean, like I said, people do go three, though. He took Derek Carr ahead of Gino. Woohoo! Andrew. No, okay. So what's up, Andrew? First of all, great show last night. I enjoyed listening to you guys. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, I think I did good there in the middle. Steve says he likes the Mahomes, Kelsey, Worthy stack. I'm a little worried about my running backs because I didn't hashtag get my guys. All right, so I'm going to grab Gino here. I'm done with quarterback. How many? I only have one tight end, though. And so we're looking at, I want some K. Dotton. Is he already off the board? Well, K. Dotton off the board, huh? No, it's Noah Fant. K. Dotton that popular, huh? All right. Yeah, I like the team so far. A little worried about running back. I got Kenneth Walker, Zach Moss, Tony Pollard, Gus Edwards. So Zach Moss and Tony Pollard are two players that I have not been drafting, and I've been taking their backup instead for value. So we're going to see how this gets different. Yeah. Andrew, let me know. I'll jump on one night with you guys because that'll be a lot of fun. You guys have a great time on there, and I can hopefully fester some infighting between you and Bruni because that's the best content there when you guys start roasting each other. Okay. We talked about needing running back, though, and needing tight end is the two spots I'm looking at. Hunter Henry's an interesting option. Isaiah Likely, I don't know. Bucky Irvin would be interesting, too, for a little bit of Tampa correlation. Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? I mean, I'm just going all in on Kelsey here. Let's see. Thank you. Let's see. Steve's jumping in here. It's definitely a better in best ball group of backs. Walker, Moss, Pollard are going to be spike guys. I think Edwards is going to be a consistent guy. Definitely better in underdog since he won't catch as much. Yeah. So Andrew, I kind of messed Tyler up today because I started this a little earlier. Because I'm going to go out and I'm going to hike today. So I wanted to just start like right when I got up, and I think he worked last night. So I was kind of being a jerk there. So not his fault, my fault for starting it so early. But I haven't been hiking for a little while. I need to get some sun in. I need to get a little water in. Right. I need to. I'm not necessarily. I guess I'll be touching grass. It's like high grass that needs to be cut a little bit. Yeah, but I'm going to touch grass today. So that's what happened, Andrew. So don't blame Tyler. It's my fault. But we'll be back to regular schedule next week. Also, we switched days, right? We're not used to being on Wednesday, but we were helping out our fellow teammates. All right, let's go back and look at this board here. So Steve has made me feel better about these running backs that I have. Yeah, overall, it's a nice balanced team. I mean, right now the weakness is tight end, but the idea is Kelsey's going to be in there almost all the time. And if he's not good, this team probably wasn't going to be good to begin with. I mean, I know you can like miss on these picks and still be pretty good, right? Because I know that, the first 36 players aren't all going to ball out, but you really got to nail these top 3 picks to have a shot, at least to advance out of the pod. And then from there, anything can happen. But yeah, I mean, I kind of push my chips in on the Kelsey bandwagon. I'm going to have to really be a real Swiftie here and root for him. We have rakeback program. Okay, so here I'll read it to Andrew. I got to remember. I got to go. What's it called? Oh, okay, gotcha. Spread. Good day for the UD drafters. They brought out the rakeback. What's DK doing for me? They have rakeback too, Andrew. Not the first company to do rakeback. I'm getting rakeback over here on DK too. Steve says, I can't believe Hunter Henry still goes past Sanat on DK. Like what? Henry is the clear tight end 1 and might be the top target getter on that offense. Well, Steve, my ridiculous 30% shares of Jalen Polk, hope not. But I agree with you. And I think with Sanat, and you said this before, right? So it's not like I'm breaking some ground here. It's not like I'm the Aristotle of best ball. But with Sanat, I think people are buying into that Laporta hype, right? Where we got to find the next Laporta. I'll find it, Andrew. They do. Andrew says, oh, do they? Didn't know that. What's their program look like? How much rake back for how many drafts? I'll find it, but I know they do it, and it's actually fairly similar. I think it was like 100. I think if you do 100 drafts, you get 100 DK dollars or something. All right, Andrew, stop distracting me. I got to figure out. Jawan Johnson, you guys talked about him on your show, not to be afraid. Tyler Conklin could be a good pick here because I'm so happy with the rest of my team. I think, and Noah Fant, yeah, I'm going to go double tight end here, double tap tight end. Conklin, is there anyone else that I'm leaving on the board? Your guy Chig, sorry. I'm going Tyler Conklin instead. Andrew, were you the one that's high on Chig, or is that Justin? I still got to learn your guys' voices because I just listen. I'm never watching when you guys are drafting, and I'm really just rooting for Discord and wait, what's the word where you guys are upset with each other? Is that Discord? Anyways, I'm really rooting for you guys to start turning on each other. Yeah, I'm going to grab – he's going to get some steam here because I'm going to pick him 11 picks ahead of ADP. I just grabbed Justin Fields on the other. I had Roman Wilson. How many QBs do I have on this one? I have 4 QBs on this DraftKings one, on the one that I didn't do. All right. So you're not on the train this year. I mean, it's hard to be on that train when you can be getting Brock Bowers. Okay, so I got Noah Fant there. What the heck? It says my name is Easy Ewok. Do you guys see that? That's crazy. All right, here, we'll go back to here and then see if it fixes. You guys got to admit, Easy Ewok's a pretty good name. I mean, I thought Spread a Share was cool. Easy Ewok's way better. All right, now we're in the dregs of drafting. For those of you, it's Steve says DK's program is for the Millie, only for the Millie contest. Okay. So me maxing out those other contests isn't going to help. I think I've maxed almost every single one, Steve. The Engage 8, all the single entries. So, all right. What were we talking about here? Oh, the dregs of drafting. So for underdog drafters like Andrew, you're not going to be used to digging into these pits, the depths that we're about to go to, Andrew, to start doing these players. So for me, guys, here's where I like to have a lot of fun. If you want to just throw out random names, I mean, I have no problems drafting these guys with the 19th and 20th picks. I mean, you look back, the number of times these guys hit your lineup is so low. So we can have some fun with it. I mean, this is where I'll start taking like Jawan Jennings and Hunter Renfro, just random people. All right. Steve's letting you know, Andrew. All right. 25 entries for 25 DK dollars. 50 entries, 70, 150, 300. I don't know if I'm going to get to 150. I'll definitely get to 50. Thank you, Steve. He says, now they do offer likely more deals and things like that. There's also a little rake back due to the crowns you get. Good point. All right. Andrew says it's still underdog over DK. All right. Tell your location issues that. I love how you guys always tell me underdog better than DK. And then I log on, listen to your show, and it's like, hold on, back out. Hold on, location's messed up. Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on. Yeah. But DK just knows my location magically. It's like they understand how GPS works over here on DraftKings. But keep going with that, Andrew. Yeah. DK gives me a promo called Bowers McLaughlin. Get you $7,000 free deposit. Bowers McLaughlin, Andrew. Use that promo code. You don't type the promo code in the box. You just drop Brock Bowers and Jaleel McLaughlin and you win all the money. That's the promo code to use, Andrew, okay? All right. Now we're going to really go in the depths and the dregs of this draft here. Because normally we'd be finishing up, but we got 3 rounds left. So I'm at 3-6-5-3. How did I let this happen? Oh, we're going all wide receivers from here on out. What am I doing here? All right, let's see. Andrew says LOL, and then he uses some emoji where this guy's crying because he knows how awesome my team is. Hey, we got to back out because we have so many people who want to draft with us on Underdog that we need to try and get a room with enough space. I'll let you know, Andrew, the first draft that I jumped in today was full, and I had to start a second. All right, how does that feel? How you like them apples? I was listening to some history podcasts. Never mind, I won't get into how Newton actually the apple did fall on his head, but he did see it. All right, first one. I mean, this is just wonderful. Jalen McMillan and I already have Baker. Sometimes these things just work out so well. Sometimes these things work out so well. All right, we're going to continue to look. I'll probably go for Walker here. Is there any other like wild players that I need? Brendan Rice, I heard you guys talking about him yesterday. I like Hunter Henry there more. Andrew, I don't know if you guys missed that. I was also feeling bad for that little comment I made about Stafford and his wife in your chat yesterday, Andrew. So you guys will have to go to that stream if you want to see me being completely inappropriate. Is a Noel fan going to take Walker from me? I don't mind Jalen Hyde, even if he does. All right. All right. Kendrick Bourne. I mean, this is really the depths. Malik Washington, Michael Gallup, Juju Smith-Schuster. Do you remember there's that thing about his bike? All right. So now I'm at 3.673. Much, much better. And I got Jalen McMillan. And this is where you just start drafting random people here at the end. Traylon Burks, A.T. Perry, Kadarius Toney. Wasn't he going like 60 or 70 last year? That was so wild. That was so wild. Yeah, I almost felt guilty after I was sending it, Andrew. I think because I was like at work, so I like had my testosterone going, and we're like talking crap to each other, and just throwing boxes around, and it just made me just like a terrible, mean person. But I mean, that's terrible that she did that. After he was so supportive. Well, I guess he was supportive of her afterwards. Unbelievable. All right, let's go back to the full board here. And then we'll talk about how Noel Fan's team is probably better than mine. Although today I'm actually pretty close, Noel Fan. This is one of my favorite teams that I've drafted on stream. So, I think this is because when I normally draft. Like I literally do this every day. Like I wake up, turn on the shower, start my pot of coffee, and when I get out, I pour the coffee. Did I take my vitamins yet? I'm pretty sure I took my vitamins already. Take my vitamins, have some creatine. Let's go. And then just grab some coffee and start drafting. And then like some days I'll sit there and I'll just look at the computer. And then when I go to work, like my eyes aren't adjusted while I'm driving. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. Let's see. He said, Spread, I was on a show last week with a gentleman who drafts on DK. I could get him on your show if you'd like. Anyone who drafts on DK is a friend of yours, right? Is that the show that I think you're referring to, Andrew? If so, we'll talk about that later. See, look, Jawan Jennings went off the board. Noel Fan, who are you taking? So Noel Fan took Jalen Tolbert. I was taking Jalen Tolbert, and then I just stopped. When I stopped was when they were lining up. Who was the guy that we were all drafted in the round 20 last year? Deuce Vaughn or whatever, the little bowling ball midget. When they started running him at there, Chase Claypool goes off the board. Not going to be available for me. I see some Dawson Knox. All right, let's just look at everybody on the board at this point. Let's talk about players that you underdog players would never know about, Andrew. Do you even know who these people are, Andrew? Audric Estime, he's the mortal enemy of his just Jaleel McLaughlin backers. What do you know about him? Gardner Minshew. If I had Bowers, I might consider taking him. Hunter Renfrow still not signed, huh? Tucker Kraft, Alan Lazard. Is he even going to be in the league? I could take Brendan Rice. Are you guys talking about him? John Mechie. I was drafting so much of him last year. Michael Gallup, Malik Washington. I'm taking John Mechie just as a shout out for last year. John Mechie, let's go. All right. And let's see who No Fan takes with his last pick. And then we will talk about these teams. He says, stop insulting my intelligence. My apologies. I didn't mean to. It was just some friendly banter. And Estime got drafted in our draft after our 19 last night. Well, we're Estime brothers then, aren't we? I made that joke yesterday. I don't think people got it. It's a play on Eskimo Brothers, which is a play on. I never learned that until that TV show, The League. And as Best Ball Bros, we should all know about The League, right? I mean, what a great show. What a great show. Wait, you got. Oh, okay. I thought that was the very last pick. I was like, you got Jermaine Burton there. So No Fan just took Estime. So you guys can be Estime brothers. All right. So anyone else here in the chat, if you want me to talk about your team, let me know. We'll do No Fans first and then mine. Yeah, wasn't it great? Yeah. So I'm glad you understand. I never knew about that. Maybe if we get like a certain amount of likes, I'll let you know my 2 NFL Eskimo brothers. I think I only have 2, but I definitely know I have 2. And I'll be taking you way back on those. Tyreek Hill, A-Chain to start for No Fan. Good start. Debo Christian Kirk. I mean, getting Debo there at that. Fantastic. He went 2.792. I like that. McBride and Kyler, great thing. Got David Montgomery. So he's looking. I mean, Jonathan Brooks as your third running back, I think is great. Ideally fourth, because I don't think you're going to get him till week 5 or 6. But the idea is that if you do advance out of this pod, and I don't see a lot of dead money in here. Even like this mug guy filled it out 3584. But Brooks could be a monster there in the playoffs. He says, I have a couple friends that I'm Eskimo brothers with, but no NFL players that I'm aware of. Okay. Yeah, no, we're saving that, Andrew. We got to get a bunch of likes or something to give out that info. Probably these players are so old, you guys won't even remember them either. So he did Dubes, Cooks. I mean, I really like your team here, buddy. Trevor Lawrence, Ty Chandler, Jalen Wright. We talked about Jalen Wright. I know it's a tough click, but the 2 guys in front of him are fairly injury prone. You got him in round 13. I mean, I took Marshawn Lloyd right after that. I think that's a great one. Jermaine Burton, player I'm high on. He's going to continue to go up the board. So you're going to get ADP CLV. Is there like a best ball term for that, for ADP CLV? Because you're going to get that on Jermaine Burton. Malachi Corley, someone who I haven't been drafting a lot. Good luck. Same with Luke McCaffrey. Good luck. But, I mean, at this rate, what's your opportunity cost, right? You missed out on Bucky Irving and Tyler Conklin. I mean, not too bad. So you're on the Chig train. Tank Bigsby, a player I love, getting in the 18th round. I know he disappointed us all last year. I mean, I had a friend in the manager league who drafted him in like the 5th or 6th round last year. Did absolutely nothing. Jalen Tolbert, like I said, I'm off on him, but these picks are just such dart throws. And then Audric Estime. Plus EV, yeah. I don't know. We got to figure that out. The ADP CLV. ADP line value, ADP LV. I don't know. Plus expected value. But is there really expected value there? I mean, because when we do the plus EV on CLV, we actually know that we can calculate, right? If you get minus 125 and I get minus 110, I can calculate the difference between what? Me having to win 52% of the time and you have to winning what? Minus 125, I think 57% of the time. Anyways, regardless, you got some great ADP CLV with that Jermaine Burton pick. So finally, I drafted a team on the stream that I like. I got CD, Mike Evans, Kelsey, Mahomes, Worthy. I love that little 3-4-5 run. I got so lucky that Mahomes got back to me. I took a shot on Keon Coleman there. He's dropping on boards, and that's fine. I'll go ahead and take advantage of that. Then I started my running back run. I went 3 in a row with Kenneth Walker, Zach Moss, Tony Pollard. Gus Edwards here. Got some Tyler Lockett to match with my Geno Smith and my Kenneth Walker. Marshawn Lloyd, and then Bucky Irvin. Boy, I did a good job even correlating. So I got the backup running backs here. I got the starting running back for Geno, backup for Baker. I didn't get any running back. I guess I should have targeted CEH. Where did he go? Yeah, but see, I needed Noah Fant at that point, and I didn't want to reach for him that far. I guess that would have been great if I would have had CEH too. Then I got McMillan to match with Baker. And then my last two, I just threw darts on Devontae Walker, who's someone who goes higher. I'm surprised he's going so low on here. And John Mechie. So overall, I mean, this is a fun team. And I always have fun hanging out with you guys. We're over here in these DraftKings streets. The money spends the same, Andrew. Right? So if I win some money in this tournament and then I withdraw it, they still take it at the grocery store. It's not like they say, "Oh, you didn't win on underdog." Although you'd probably tell my teller to do that, Andrew. But we're not doing that over here. Noel Fan, great drafting with you as well. We'll have to find out if you think that Djokovic is going to be back in time for Wimbledon, or is his career wrapping up here in the tennis streets. And tennis daily fantasy is definitely an interesting world. You basically got to hit like a 16 parlay to even cash, which is wild. But of course, it's a money line parlay, and you get players that are minus 1,000. But great for you to join us, Noel Fan. I hear you. When I'm listening to other people's shows, I know you draft with everyone else. So I hope I didn't snipe your players. I hope you think that we both did a good job together, and we'll see who advances out of this pod. But I want to thank everybody for joining me. And finally, reminder, Fanspeak.com is the place to be for the best ball content. Meg just put out an article talking about the late correlations right now that you should be targeting, how to think about the playoffs in the ways for you to maximize your builds. And you know why that was a great article for me? That's something that I'm kind of negligent on, right? I've been kind of like the hashtag get your guys type of guy. I need to think about this more, and this article's a great place to start. And of course, they'll be continuing to put out stuff. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We will have Friends of Best Ball later this week. I know we'll have Sibling Showdown as well. And Justin and Andrew are usually on Thursdays. This week they went Tuesday. That's up on the channel right now if you missed it. But they will continue to be there on that. There he goes. Andrew says money is money. Yeah, we did good today, Meg. I finally drafted a good team on stream. So now we know. Just wipe the cold from my eyes, right? As I'm waking up, have some coffee, drink some soda stream, draft some winners. So I appreciate this very much, guys. Fanspeak.com is the place to be. Go check out those articles. Leave a comment in here. Tell me why my draft was awesome. Tell me why this baby blue just accentuates my eyes here. Let me make sure you guys really see this. I mean, look at, even though I'm still not even fully awake, look at how it really brings out the blue in my eyes. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the shirt, Meg. Thank you everyone for joining us. We'll be back soon. Fanspeak.com.